Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I've decided I'm not really into foreplay anymore.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about
Okay.
movies today.
Oh. But Michael, but wait, aren't we forgetting something that we always remember at the end of an episode?
Oh yeah, we have social media.
Yeah,
and stuff.
social media. Let's just look down the bottom. It's all linked.
Yeah,
there.
it's there.
Just click.
All right.
This is the most efficient podcast. All right, movies. Go, quick.
I like movies.
I do too.
All right, boom.
Podcast over. It's not. I mean, we could just double it. No. Okay. So we're doing movies today because Captain Marvel is coming out at some
On Thursday, I think it came out.
Oh.
Or it comes out next Thursday, maybe.
Well, I don't know. People have already seen it though.
Oh, so it must have been last Thursday.
Okay. Well,
Unless they were trying to be super woke and release it on International Women's Day, which was yesterday.
Didn't it come out yet? No, it came out Thursday. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Yeah, I haven't seen it.
On a movie that I haven't seen.
I mean, as I've said before, I'm not super into Marvel, and not into Marvel enough to go see anything other than Iron Man or Captain America.
Oh yeah, well those are finished. Not even like the Avengers ones.
I don't think. No, I didn't see the last Avengers.
But Infinity War was good. Was good.
Yeah. Well, half of it is good, and the other half.
What was it? Which half?
I'm joking about.
Oh right,
Yeah,
when
half
he
the
kills
movie's
everyone.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, half of everyone.
Anyway,
It's okay. Yeah. Well, okay.
I find it weird that they're marketing Captain Marvel as though it's the first female superhero movie ever, and they're making a huge deal. Well, not a huge deal.
They are making a huge deal about it.
Are they?
People are that I've seen.
I've just backed down on the thing I was about to say.
No, I've seen people be like, I've seen people get really hyped for it when like when Iron Man came out, people were like, who the hell is Iron Man?
Yeah.
And now it's like people weren't hyped for that at all. And then that was the at least Iron Man 1 was really good. But like
yeah, I didn't Iron Man went downhill.
Yeah.
But I would still watch another one.
I mean, he's better in like the Avengers and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say that. But
okay. I haven't seen it yet, so just take this with a grain of salt if you have seen it. You know what? Next week we'll start with a thing saying, Jared, you've seen Captain Marvel, because I assume I will, living with Katie. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel it's too much like Superman, right?
Like, because she's supposed to be the most powerful
being or whatever in whatever the universe. Yeah.
And it'll just end up being like, oh, no, a plot device. How's she going to... Oh, she beat it. Oh, well.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, so they wrote... from what I've never really read or watched Superman. From what I heard what they did with Superman was like, they wrote themselves into a hole because he's got all these powers, he's invincible, except for kryptonite, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you go from there?
Yeah, it just like more convoluted ways of someone having kryptonite who shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then, like the only thing you can do, there's no drama in the actual superhero fighting thing. Like you're not like, oh, is he going to make it? So they have to do other stuff like, and that's what Zack Snyder.
Oh, the guy that did Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, and he did the Superman Returns or whatever it was.
Oh.
That's what he did when he made Man of Steel? The one where he completely destroys Metropolis.
Yeah.
Even though, come on, it's totally New York. But Metropolis, and like everybody hates him.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can do anything interesting with Superman is to like look into the implications of what
right, yeah.
being Superman is.
I see what you're getting at.
You know what I mean? You got to deconstruct it. which is really annoying.
Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Man of Steel. I thought it was an okay movie. Batman vs Superman less so, because
that just shat on what Batman is.
Yeah, then
like Batman, yeah, and he shoots people and kills people and stuff in that movie.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. It's like in no way does Batman win that, which it sort of did. But then, like, you see what I'm getting? It's like,
yeah,
you're literally going up against his weakness. His only weakness is poor plot device.
It's like a ant versus human.
Yeah, an ant might be able to lift 20 times its body weight, but
we're 200
times
at least times its body weight.
And like Wonder Woman was in it, and I was like, okay, I don't know.
Wonder Woman was pretty good.
I did like Wonder Woman. There was a bit of
actually, I think it was probably the best one of all the
DC ones.
The new DC ones, at least.
Well, DC have been better known for their TV shows like Arrow, Flash. The other one, it's like all of them together, but not all of them together. Champions of the Future or something. I don't know what it's called. No, I'm serious. It's something like that.
That sounds like them, yeah.
And then there's like Supergirl, which I don't know, I haven't watched. And then there's Batgirl or Batwoman coming. But like Arrow is pretty. Like I've only watched the first 4 seasons, and it's up to like season 8 or something.
Is that Batgirl? That's like Barbara Gordon, right?
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's I haven't read and or watched DC in a while.
Yeah, I've never actually read a comic.
Really?
Oh, actually, my brother had one issue of X-Men. Ugh. But it was like one of the middle issues of like one of a plot line. So nothing made sense, and then nothing got resolved that did make sense.
Yeah.
And that was the only issue he had.
Yeah.
I don't know why he bought one X-Men comic. Actually, I think I know why. He would have bought it thinking, oh, I should try out this comic stuff. And then he reads it.
And then he's like, oh, it comes in halfway through a story and then leaves halfway through the story.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't like the idea of I have to buy
like multiple
100 issues to get the whole story.
Well, the thing with that is, so back when they were big in the golden age of comics, you know what? Let's call this episode comics. I'm kidding. Let's not.
No,
we'll get back to movies.
I'll be
eventually.
way out of my depth if it's comics.
Oh yeah, me too. But like the whole thing with like golden age of comics was like they were 50 cents a thing, and there was one a week.
Yeah.
So it was
now like $15.
Now it's like, oh no, it'd be like, because they're only like 20 or so pages, right? So it'd still be fairly cheap, but if you got to buy 100 of them, that's like, say it's $5, that's a $500.
You know what? What I don't like is it's like, okay, imagine if you were selling a book. Like imagine if Harry Potter, right?
Yeah.
I've only read one Harry Potter book, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But this isn't even really about Harry Potter.
It's also a movie, but I'll let it pass.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'm making a book, and then I sell you a chapter, and then you have to wait a month for the next chapter. It's why everyone hates TV.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like the FOMO, fear of missing out, is a really strong factor in why people do that. Like why people consume stuff. The whole thing with like where Netflix flips, you know, let's call it TV. I'm kidding, we're not. When Netflix flips it on its head is they drop an entire season, and then there's a year till the next season.
Yeah.
Whereas TV does the whole thing, same thing, but they do it weekly.
Yeah.
I mean, Netflix, some shows do a weekly thing as well, but that's more of like the reality-esque shows.
I mean, TV is annoying too because it's like you got to clear out your schedule. I mean, you don't really with DVR, but
well, Kate, I want to move out of suburbia, right? Not into urbia,
but into ruralia.
No, just away from the city where it's cheaper and there's bigger places to get. And
are we talking Campbelltown or further?
Just I was thinking Broken Hill. No, I'm kidding. That's like on the other side of the state.
You want to live in a desert? I mean,
no, like somewhere where it's cheaper and there's bigger spot, like bigger houses, bigger apartments, bigger stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you'd have to travel like an hour on the train. I'm like, yeah, I can watch Netflix to work and from work.
Yeah.
What would I be doing at home? Watching Netflix or YouTube and just do that on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the main thing. So it takes me about an hour to get to and from, 45 minutes to get to work, and then an hour to an hour and a half to get back from work.
Yeah.
If I'm at the office, which I've been there a couple of times, a lot recently, and the only thing that bugs me, because like I can just put a whole podcast on and listen to the whole thing,
Yeah.
but what bugs me is like the sun isn't up when I leave, and then the sun's just about to go down when I get home.
Yeah. I get that.
And like you don't have much. I don't have much time to myself that I'd probably be wasting playing WoW or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
No, I get that.
you know what? Let's call this WoW.
Right. It's happening. World of Warcraft. So Xander. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to get into that. I could talk about that for months straight.
Oh yeah, that's got to be its own episode.
That'll be like a 3-hour episode.
I don't think we ended up making our point about Captain Marvel.
Oh, I don't. Well, no, I did. It's because it's like the Superman thing, where it's like Captain Marvel's the strongest possible like entity in that universe.
Yeah.
And look, I was reading it. I was reading like a stuff about it, and this was before the movie came out. It was about a week or two ago, and they were like, "Yeah, she doesn't really have a good personality." So it's like, I don't know. Brie Larson's a good actor.
Yeah,
she did something before, I assume. No, people told me
she's been in some good things apparently.
Yeah, people told me.
I don't know. I don't think I've watched.
I don't know.
Let's see if I've watched any of them.
But yeah, no. So it's like, what I'm trying to get at is
also, was Cheddar Larson already taken?
Camembert Larson.
Yeah, ricotta.
Gouda Larson.
Carlsberg, that's a cheese.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella Larson.
Well, I think Brie is short for Brielle or Brianna. Or Brie. I don't know. What's another?
My point is, people are not cheese. She needs to change her name.
Or Bryony. I worked with a Bryony. She was actually really cool.
Wait, what?
Bryony, yeah. It was Briony. Not Briney.
She was in 21 Jump Street.
Oh, yeah.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Never seen it.
Oh, yeah, she's been in some stuff.
I've heard Scott Pilgrim was good. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she was the lesbian in
Scott Pilgrim.
The lesbian with the tickly knee. I think.
Is that what the name says on IMDb?
Nah, I'm not even. I'm just looking at Google and it's like movies. Brie Larson is appealing.
But yeah, look, I don't know. I think.
But yeah, I'm sure Gorgonzola Larson.
I think. I don't know. Look, okay. Stay away from Bryce Jarrett. No. You know how Black Panther was nominated for an Oscar or whatever for Best Picture? I think it was.
I don't think it deserved Best Picture.
Best
Picture.
It might have deserved an Oscar for pretty good movie picture, or man, that was a pretty cool fight scene picture, or hey, look, black superhero picture. But I don't think it's the Best Picture, and I know it didn't win.
Yeah, no, I remember though even that one they were making a deal about, like, oh, it's the first black superhero movie, and I'm like, hey, Blade.
Green Lantern, if you're talking Jon Stewart. Oh, it wasn't a movie though.
No, it was just. Oh, I'm sure there was a made-for-TV Justice League movie.
James Stewart, I don't know. Something Stewart.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but it's like.
I thought Green Lantern was always black, and then Ryan Reynolds,
same as me. Yeah,
because I watched Justice League as a kid, and I'm like, he's black, obviously. And then then the Ryan Reynolds one comes out, and I'm like, is that allowed?
But that's actually so the original Green Lantern was looked a lot like Ryan Reynolds, like the comic did.
Oh yeah,
and then they replaced him with a black guy, the superior version.
Yeah, because it was all military.
I don't read comics though, but I liked Justice League 1 better than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, like the
Green
Justice
Lantern.
League cartoon is heaps good. I enjoyed it.
No, it was a great show.
And there was
Martian Manhunter, he was the shit.
oh yeah, I was mad. And then there was that like savage line of Wonder Woman where he's like, "I'm the Flash, fastest man alive," and then she's like, "Maybe that's why you can't get a date." And I was like, rewatching it, I was like, "Huh, wow."
They snuck that past the censor.
I mean, they have to stick like kids shows and movies now have to stick adult jokes in because it'll go straight over the kids' heads. But so the parents being dragged to the cinema with their kids will be like, "Huh, that's a good one." Shrek's a good example.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, Shrek's a timeless movie. It's one of the greatest animated movies of all time.
Shrek 2 is apparently the perfect sequel.
Really?
I don't know. Look, okay.
Who-
Probably this is a bad thing to go off, but I scrolled past the YouTube video and the title was "Why Shrek 2 is the perfect sequel."
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it was like
Because Shrek was a book, wasn't it?
No.
Pretty sure it was.
No.
It's like
it's a pastiche of different fairy tales.
I'm pretty sure Shrek was a thing before Shrek.
Shrek was not a thing before Shrek.
Was Shrek okay?
But Shrek was originally played by Chris Farley.
Shrek, based on wrestler.
Oh, okay. There was a fairy tale picture book called.
Oh, look at that! The real life inspiration for the animated character Shrek. Okay. I mean, it looks like it. Like, is a side by side. Like.
Oh, yep. That's fair.
No, Shrek was a good movie. I remember seeing that at
Donkey. That's a line from the movie.
What are you doing in my swamp? Mike, I don't know, Mike.
Blue flower, red thorns.
Blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. I forgot about that part of the movie.
That is a nice boulder.
That is a nice boulder. That had a lot of people in it. Like Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz.
John Lithgow.
Who's that? Like, who did he play?
Oh, Lord Fuckwad.
See, that was a joke that how did
That
get
flew over my head.
Yeah, how did that get past the census? No, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the other ones. No, that's probably pretty much it. And then like,
Samuel L. Jackson was in it.
no, he wasn't. That was Eddie Murphy.
You don't remember the voice.
I'm sick of these fairy tale creatures in the motherfucking swamp.
No, he was the voice of the gingerbread man.
No, he was
They
not.
pitched it up.
No, they didn't. I know for a fact that was Jim Belushi.
What does the Muffin Man look like?
Oh man, like, see, this just throws back to that Star Wars bit where it's like they redo R2D2's like because R2D2 just beeps. They redo him with like a sassy black man. No,
Oh, he's like, oh shit. Yeah.
yeah, or like he when he flies out of the X-wing into this. Oh no, he flies out of the swamp.
You mean the Family Guy Star Wars, basically?
No. Yes, that was good. I mean, Family Guy was okay back then, but it's not the greatest now.
Yeah, before it got cancelled, it was already starting to go a little bit downhill, but it was pretty good.
Up to season 6 was good because
When it got uncancelled, it was like.
yeah. So
But then American Dad got really good around about the same time Family Guy got bad.
oh, it's basically the same show except slightly more, not anti-America, but like American Dad poked more fun at American like culture, like gun culture, stuff like that. And
Oh, dude, we forgot someone from Shrek who was in Shrek. Guillermo Aretos.
yeah.
He was Merryman number 1.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I really liked him in.
I loved him in Shrek 2. Shit.
Was that all he was in?
Shrek 2, Shrek the Third,
Shrek the Horse.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman, Puss in Boots, Shrek in the Swamp karaoke.
Okay.
We shouldn't laugh. This
Can
guy,
we get a-
this
can we
guy
get a-
has a career.
Can we get a confirmation on what Shrek karaoke was?
Well, yeah, it was at the end of the DVD.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the bit where he's Shrek sings "Don't Go Changing." You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
No, and then the Merry Men sing YMCA.
Oh no, I thought. Okay, no. Is it that or is it a legit like
Oh, it's
straight
that.
to DVD?
So I think they made it as like a promotional thing, but they tacked it on at the end of the movie.
Oh,
But only on the DVD. There was something else at the end of the movie in the
because
in
I know
the-
there
in
was
cin-
there was the big singing thing that they
cinema.
did. They're like,
Dance to the Music.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's Shrek
Oh.
in the Swamp karaoke.
Well, okay then.
Mhm.
So
What's your favorite movie?
don't open this
I hate
can
this
of
question.
worms. Okay, well I do too because
Okay, name an assortment of movies that would potentially be your favorite.
okay, so I don't have a definitive favorite movie, but
Mhm.
I have a list of genres of which I can name my favorite movie from.
Right. Favorite action movie.
Sorry.
Favorite action movie.
Okay, now here's where we go. What are you about to say?
No. The correct answer is John Wick.
Yeah, very good. I was also going to go with another of Keanu Reeves. I was going to go with
Oh, Bill and Ted's. No, The Matrix, right?
Yeah,
Oh no,
but-
wait. Or Point Break.
Yeah, both of those. Well,
That's
see,
like 3 great movies.
yeah, 100%. He's just the man of an actor.
I've never. I'm just trying to think. I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad movie.
I think he does that many movies.
Yeah.
But okay, so the reason I was iffing on The Matrix is because that's technically my favorite sci-fi movie.
Ah, okay.
So, like, you know what I mean? Like, and this is going to annoy a lot of people. My favorite fantasy movie is Star Wars because it's not really it's sci-fi, but it's like
Yeah, I would agree with that.
samurais in space and
Yeah, I would describe it as space fantasy.
yeah, rather than science fiction.
No, dude, midichlorians are real. I know what I saw.
I know what I saw. Like, you know what I mean? And then there's like a favorite horror movie, Paranormal Activity. One was probably better because it had the whole like it was so the Blair Witch was a handycam horror, obviously,
Yeah.
but it was sort of it had a cult following, whereas Paranormal Activity, people were like crying in cinemas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was made with something like $100 grand.
And it made like
Yeah,
40 million or something.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
like some insane amount of money.
that's insane. But if there's a Paranormal Activity in cinema, I will see it.
Mm.
I don't think they're doing anymore because the last one I saw was like 4 or 5.
But didn't
years ago.
they stop doing it handycam at one point?
No. Well, you think okay? So what they did was in one of the most recent one, I think the most recent one was like the Cursed Children or something.
Yeah.
Because it was getting less handycam. The Latino one, which was the marked ones, it was shot with like a super HD camera, right? So it didn't look handycam, and it looked a bit weird. So what they did with the marked children or the cursed children or something, no, the Next Dimension. I'd need a list of them to tell you which one. But so what they did was they then made it as like, oh wow, I found this camera in the attic, and it was like, and then they put like the CRT scan lines on the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it looked, and Katie, there's a bit that Katie says is scary, but it's not, because it's like they're watching, they find all these tapes in the attic, right, and they're watching the tapes, and like the daughter's watching them, and it's really creepy, and the daughter outside the TV sneezes, and then on the TV they say bless you, and Katie's like, oh, it's so scary, oh, it's creepy, and it's like, it's not, because the sneeze was the fakest sneeze I've ever seen. It was literally like,
Ugh.
and I was like, it's not that. Yeah, okay, it's creepy, but like, it's not.
Yeah.
And
Well, like Katie buys into movies a lot more.
yeah, she really does.
Like she's very good at the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, my emotion's been ruined ever since I like the bus thing in Braveheart. My English teacher pointed out the bus in Braveheart because we were watching Braveheart for whatever reason,
I know what you're
and they
talking
were
about.
like,
yeah,
and
I
we're just
remember.
watching it in class, and then he's like, and he pauses it, and he's like going play pause, play pause, play pause, and he's like, and there's the bus, and I'm like, oh, what? And then like I googled it, and then like it was like an eye-opening thing where it was like, in this scene, in this movie, you can see this, and I'm like, what?
Movies unreal?
Movies are fake? Nah.
What's your favorite comedy?
See, this is another point of contention. There's a lot of good ones, but like a lot of movies on my favorites list. For example, Matrix is there because when I watched the Matrix was like 14, so you're already starting to question everything.
Yep.
And so it was like, then I got posed with the thing of like, oh, by the way, simulation. I was like, what? Naked Gun. I was all three of them. I was
Yeah.
I don't know,
Those
I
are
was-
hilarious.
I was fairly young, but it was like just really dumb, stupid humor.
Humor.
Stupid humor. Stupid humor. But it's like when she's like standing up a ladder with like a skirt on, and he's like, nice beaver. And then she like passes him down a stuffed
Thank you.
beaver.
I just had it stuffed.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
That was a
Or
great
like-
movie.
Or like, I mean, like it's not Naked Gun, but it's still Leslie Nielsen. It's like,
Airplane.
yeah, surely you can be serious. Oh, I'm serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Do you know he was in like film noir films?
Oh yeah, he
Like
was.
he was this like ultimate serious character actor.
Yeah, and there's I can't remember what movie it is. It's Leslie Nielsen again.
He's a reverse Tom Hanks. Now that I think about it.
But okay, so there's a thing where he's like, "Who are you, and what do you do, and how did you get in here?" And it's like, "I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith."
Yeah.
But like, my watch keeps picking up things. You know, you're right. You know how there's like side topic. Do you write down like activation words? So if you're just talking and then like, you mean we don't have Alexa or Google Plus or Hey Google or whatever.
Mhm.
So I know people that write down activation words. So like they'll be talking and then like Siri pops up on their phone. And then, it just did it again.
You don't have Siri.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh, did you say Hey Google?
Yeah, so it's like Google just picked up there. So then you write down whatever you've said as an activation word. And so I know people that have done that. And so like my watch does it. More often than not on the podcast, it never does this when I'm just at work or something.
So what did you what was the activation word?
I don't know, probably Leslie Nielsen. I don't know. I didn't write them down. I don't really pay attention. Because more often than not, it happens to the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's like movies. I don't know. My favorite horror movie is.
You already said that.
That's right. What are my favorite movie?
What's your favorite romantic comedy?
21 Jump Street.
That's a very good comedy movie.
Oh, it was so good, especially when it came
Actually,
out.
22 Jump Street was still pretty.
Yeah,
It was pretty good because they just like took the piss out of the fact that it was a sequel.
well, that's the whole thing as well. It's like, from memory, I think it was that movie where a lot of it was improv, not improv, but like guided improv,
Mm.
where it's like, where it's like the director was like, "All right, cool, you're gonna say this, and just go with it. Just how you feel with it." Like the whole thing where it's like, it's where it's Ice-T is like, "I'm inside your mind. I'm fucking your mind right now. Well, you better be wearing a condom because I have a dirty mind." That's like
It's like his office is like a giant cube of ice.
it's so good. We still have it, and like Get Him to the Greek as well. I mean, that's also another
That was a very good movie.
Jonah Hill one. I liked it. Get Him to the Greek too. Didn't watch it. Was there a second?
Get Him to the Greek was kind of a sequel.
That's right. It was to Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah. But not maybe more of a spin-off.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's because Russell Brand was like, I just really want to play this character.
It's him.
Oh, yeah, he's straight the fiery wall. What happened to Russell Brand? I haven't seen him in ages.
So he's sort of become a guru.
Oh.
So he got clean. He quit drugs, quit drinking, all that stuff. And he has like a self-help podcast. And he does like meditation and stuff like that.
Wow.
So he's actually become kind of a drug-free version of what the guy's name was in Get Him to the Greek.
Oh.
What's his name?
Lord Greekington? I don't know.
It was some weird name.
I don't know. Thomas Aaron will be able to.
Yeah. Yeah, they love that movie.
Or even Jamo. It's not a bad movie. I mean, we have it at home, but it's still in its plastic from when Katie bought it for me for like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's a DVD. If I wasn't gonna watch a DVD back then, I'm not gonna watch a DVD now.
I haven't bought a DVD in about 10 years. Maybe not 10 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say Netflix hasn't been around that long, probably like 4 or 5.
What year is it now? 2019. All right, it's 2019. I probably haven't bought a movie since 2015.
Yeah.
Maybe 24.
I mean, that's why, I don't know, I guess. Because I bought like Arrow and stuff on DVD to watch it because back then, before Netflix or Australia got Netflix, you couldn't just press play and then it plays the next one on and on. If you wanted to actually watch it, you'd either need to get like a stream from the US or just watch it after it gets uploaded illegally.
Mm. Oh, yeah, they hate us here.
Well,
we got Django Unchained after Nigeria.
We are further than Nigeria, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, but we're not.
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit because the whole thing about Australia getting things later was because before you physically had to ship things.
Yeah.
Right? Now with the
shipping
internet,
film is expensive and time consuming.
I mean, just slap it on a USB and just huck it real hard.
they didn't have USBs.
No, I'm saying now.
Oh,
like
yeah,
we still get things late anyway. Like obviously, like things that can be digitally downloaded, like games and stuff like that, don't.
Mm.
But like, you know what I mean?
You still have to pay the
Australia tax.
Yeah, or everything is the Harvey Norman tax basically.
Yeah, it's bull. And he's going under, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's mostly furniture now.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Yeah, Harvey Norman is a retailer of many things, including furniture, mostly.
Yeah, mostly furniture. Like appliances and furniture. They probably do well on appliances still.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a bunch of HDMI cables from them because, like,
do you like your wallet getting plowed in the ass?
No, these were really cheap. They're like 1 meter standard cables. Like, I don't need gold.
How much was it?
$15 each, and I bought 3. But so
you're getting plowed, man.
No. Okay, hear me out. So
$15 for 1 meter.
No, 2. But
2 meters.
Hear me out. So they have an attachment on it. So you know how there's micro HDMI, medium HDMI, and regular HDMI?
Oh, has it got the little keyring thing at the end?
It's got a little keyring thing at the end for all of them.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it's just that. Okay, that's not a bad deal.
And they were down from... no, yeah, that's right. They were down from whatever they were before because they couldn't sell them. I know you're looking up on eBay, but this is...
No.
What? China's eBay?
Monoprice.com.
Mono price.
But okay, $15 for 2 meters in that. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So also, I would have bought from China.
I bought. Sorry, go on.
There you go. Oh, okay. I would have bought from China, but the reason I bought them was I needed two, and then I bought one on the end because I was like, I always need HDMI cables because they constantly break. Because I ordered my computer like 8 a.m. the day before, my new computer the day before, and then like I expected it to be like 2 or 3 days, and then I was going to buy an HDMI that day, and then it turned up that day, and I'm like, I need cables now, and then I had to buy like little attachments on the end of them to change them to because my screens are older, they don't have HDMI in. I had to get the adapter.
VGA.
Yeah, probably. No, it's not RGB. That's a bit old.
Yeah, that's very old. I once saw an HDMI cable where for sale in the shop.
Mm.
And it was one of those like stupid chunky ones, where it's got like the braided Kevlar around the outside and all that. And it said on the box, antivirus. Contains antivirus.
Okay. Because actual data is not going through them, is it? It's not a data transfer thing. It's just a display thing, isn't it? There's a difference between data and display, isn't there?
No, like files don't go through. It's just
that's what I'm saying.
Visual information.
Visual, yeah. See, I was in Melbourne. We were in Melbourne a few years ago, and we were like, and one of the people we had a laptop there, and we were like, oh, let's just like set up Netflix and like watch a movie tonight. And they're like, oh, do you have an HDMI cable? Oh, no, I don't. So we went to Kmart.
Yeah.
Or Target or whatever. And we go to like the technology section. It's like, hey, do you have an HDMI cable? And they're like, oh, we only have Apple ones. And I was like, okay, how much is that? And they're like, $45. And I'm like, and we walk, there's an Office Works near the hotel. We'll be going there. We got $5 for 1 meter standard. And I've still got it, I think.
Yeah, you should be paying $1.50 for 1 meter.
I mean, from China, and I want to wait 4 weeks. Yeah, if I want it now,
well, that's
and I want to go out and buy it and do it. Yeah.
Oh, you go to like a Hot Dollar or something, like those
like
dollar stores that show up for like a month and then disappear. And you never see them again. But you see the same shop owner in like a makeup shop, like 5 shops down. This is from experience.
Oh. Why are we going to makeup shops?
Huh?
Why are we going into makeup shops?
There was an open shop. I could see the guy. I could see the guy at the shop.
I was just walking past the makeup shop purchasing makeup for Friday nights and Tuesdays.
Well, men can wear makeup. It's 2019.
2021 now.
2 years have passed since.
We should do an episode of the podcast where we just keep saying the year is like 2012. And then release it and then like confuse people and be like, is this just a really old podcast? Like, when is it? Yeah. I don't know. That would be funny to me.
Yeah, we're like, man, have you heard the new My Chemical Romance album?
Well, okay. So like, I have this weird thing with humor where it's like, I don't get to see the reaction of, it's like a prank, quote unquote. Where it's like I don't actually get to see their reaction. Where it's like, I'll leave something in this drawer for someone, and then won't be there when they open it. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just going to leave this here like a ticking time bomb, and then someone will open it. It'll be hilarious.
Well, it is hilarious when they immediately confront you about it, and then they're like. Or if they're like, so that bottle of lube, how did that get there? And then you're like,
yes. I mean, no, I don't know. It's like I wanted to do things at work like that, but then like if they find out it's me, I'll get sacked, fired. For all one American listening. Oh, we had a.
Why do they call it the sack?
Get the sack.
Yeah.
Because sheep shearing, like when, because Australia was very much a wool exporter previously. So when, so you know how you get given a box to clear out your desk, you'd get given a sack to clear out your sheep shearing station. So you're getting the sack. Oh, I'm tired. I'm not good at thinking of my feet. But no, seriously, it is something about sheep shearing. That's why we call it the sack.
Why do the English call it? They have sheep in America.
Yeah, but they call it "you're getting fired" because
You're fired. Yeah.
Or it's similar to America because they put a sack over your head and then shoot you in the back of the skull, right?
No, that was just for that other thing, though.
So that's that. For them, that was getting fired. To us, that was getting the sack put over you. Why did I go with that first? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just how things are different. It's like how America, they call them cars and we call them movie things.
I think everything should be the same. Then you don't have to travel anymore. If
Wow.
every city looked like Sydney, you wouldn't need to go anywhere else.
I mean, yes.
So I think everybody should have exactly the same everything.
Careful, racist, vaguely racist.
Except skin color. There, I'm safe.
Whoa. Vaguely sexist.
No, but think about how much money you're like, hey, do you want to go to Bali? I'm like, no, there's a beach in Sydney. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Indonesians in Sydney as well.
Vague racism.
Australia, Bogans die in Sydney too.
Yeah. Well, no, I get that. So actually I had a friend of mine that I work with. She went with her grandma to Auckland, New Zealand for like a week. And they got back to Sydney and apparently her grandma was like, we went to New Zealand.
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously I don't know how old the grandma is. Like, I don't
Oh,
know
okay,
figures.
right.
They're like, yeah, we went to New Zealand. And she was like, yeah, we're in Auckland. She's like, oh, I thought it was Sydney. It's like, you're on a plane for 3 hours.
I mean, okay, Auckland's got that tower.
It's got people that...
It has a tower. It has a large casino.
Accents are similar.
Somewhat, yeah. It's got suburbs where you can't buy alcohol. That's different.
I mean, really? Just like completely can't?
Well, I don't know. Like, it might just be can't buy them in grocery stores or something. But when my family, we were over there with my family and Dad and I were looking for a beer and we tried all the grocery stores. And they have this weird thing where they've got the same stores, the same like branding, but the name's different. So I think Woolworths is called Countdown. Yeah. But it's got the same little W Apple logo.
Oh, yeah.
And like Pet Barn is called Animates. Yeah, not bad actually. And like Telstra is called Spark.
Is it actually Telstra or is it? Because I thought Telstra was solely Australian.
It probably is, yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, continue. Point.
But yeah, so we were looking for, and we tried every like supermarket. And then.
Going around like cracking.
Yeah, and we asked the guy like, oh, do you have a liquor, like a bottle shop in here? And he says, oh, no, not in this suburb. We're like, oh, okay.
Oh.
And we looked for like an actual like Dan Murphy's type bottle shop. Couldn't find one. Went a suburb over. It was like 3.
I guess it's like here as well. Like, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I've never heard about the whole like you can't buy it specifically in the suburb, but like I can name suburbs that don't have bottle shops.
Name 5 right now.
I can name 2. It's
well, okay, name 2.
From when I was last there, which was probably about 5-6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Arncliffe and Willow Creek. Because I remember with Arncliffe, I used to have to drive all the way over to Bardell Park or Earlwood.
Yeah, that's
go buy some Bevos, and Earlwood has like 10.
Now I'm just going to throw this out here. Arncliffe has a large Muslim population. Muslims are not allowed to drink.
Yeah.
Maybe the bottle companies.
It also had a large Macedonian population.
Oh, they love to drink. All right, never mind. I assume. Oh, and also it's not they're not Macedonians anymore. They're now North Macedonians.
That's right, because there's a part
They
of
changed the name.
Greece called Macedonia as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they've been
Or
arguing.
Macedon.
They've been arguing about it for like 10 years. No, longer probably. They've been arguing about it ever since Macedonia existed. North Macedonia, sorry. And then they're like, and the Greeks call it Phyromia because former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, Fyrom.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
they just call it Phyromia because they hate them. Because the Macedonians are all like, oh, Alexander the Great was from Macedonia. And we're like, no, but he's from the other Macedonia, not that Macedonia.
But where Macedonia?
Yeah. So it's like,
There's Philip of Macedon.
that's the same guy.
Oh, is it?
No.
Oh. I don't know my Greek history. I only know the history of the history of what I've played Assassin's Creed.
Okay. Philip, or as his friends call him, Alexander the Great.
Well, I don't know, man. They could have been. It's like how. Okay, I can't think of anyone with two names.
Well, I mean, Russians have two names.
Really?
They have their maternal name and their paternal name,
Oh, okay.
and they have like three or so their full name is like 4 words, and they've got like 2 first names and 2 last names or something like that. Which is why I can't read Russian books.
Also, for a lack of reading Russian.
I mean, like I can't read
Being able to read Russian.
like War and Peace and stuff like that. It's impossible to follow along because they use different versions of the same guy's name.
Oh.
So they'll be like Alexei, and then they'll be talking about the same guy 2 paragraphs later, and they'll say like Ivan, and you don't know what's going on. And then they use different last names too. So
I mean,
it's a mess.
Do you even need to read War and Peace? It's all there in the title.
What is?
Well, what it's about is war and peace.
Now, are we talking about it at the same time, or
It's a joke on this vaguely comedy podcast. No, there's a joke that I think it's Little Britain.
yeah,
It's a hypnotizer guy
yeah?
that hypnotizes the crowd and then sits down and reads War and Peace, and then he gets to the end of it and he's like, "Oh, it's about war and peace." And then like he unhypnotizes the crowd.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I actually had a gentleman that I served at work.
Yeah.
Warren Peace.
Ugh. I know that whoever his dad was an asshole.
Yeah.
Because he was like, this is him doing the
Warren Peace.
This is him doing the birth certificate.
See, with birth certificates, right? So names have to be correct, but it asks for you like your job and stuff. Of course, I'm going to write down like comedian or like astronaut. Because it's all just it's the only reason they have it there is so that 1,000 years from now, not 1,000, 100 years from now, when my great grandson is an amazing future ball player, and he goes on what's that TV show? Jeremy Clarkson was on it, and he found out that
This Is Your Life.
No, that's with the red book. Where did you come from or something? Where did I come from?
Yeah,
whatever.
that's it.
Yeah, it's where they do that. So when my great grandson's an amazing future ball player, he can be like, "Wow, my great grandfather Jared Hunter was a comedian, astronaut, and cowboy." Like you did, like.
Do you reckon we could be cowboys?
Boy, howdy.
But I mean, I don't mean like bandits.
What do you mean?
I mean like we ride with a herd of cattle to take them to another place.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we could do that?
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Like horses basically ride themselves, don't they?
Well, no, it's like obviously it's not just like you couldn't just turn up and be like, "Hey, what's up? I'm a cowboy now. I got the hat. I do declare," because they all say that.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
No, yeah,
or
but
maybe you could
obviously with practice, yes. But
and we could like instead of horses, we could use quad bikes. But I mean, quad bikes, you got to feed them, got to give them plenty of water. You have to stroke them to keep them calm. They can spook easily.
I
They
mean,
poo. Horses do that too.
I mean, a car by all like by if you're going by the definition of does it eat, does it excrete, does it breathe, does it move, does it, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It there was a thing in biology when I was at
Yeah, they had
school.
like 5 points of.
Yeah, they had 5 points of is it a living thing? Technically, with all those 5 points, yes, a car is a living thing.
The only thing is, I know science. When you learn science at school,
It's very different to actual science.
well, yeah, that like they'll teach you something, and then like next year they'll be like, "Now, what I taught you last year is completely wrong, but it helps you understand
Yeah,
better."
that
And
was
then
like
they're
with
like,
maths
"This
as
is the
well.
right one," and then next year they're like, "Oh yeah, this so that's the wrong one." So you know the thing we said about orbital whatever, and then they're like, "Yeah," and they say, "Okay, well that's not how chemistry works. This is quantum mechanics," and then you're like, then your head explodes because,
Like I'm 16.
well, I think I was 17, but yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, that's yeah.
which there's not really much difference between 16 and 17.
There's not really much difference between like 18 and 25, quite honestly.
Yeah.
So it's all right. It's in 18 in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
2019 just feels like season 7 of 2012. Quite honestly,
What do you mean?
it just feels like it's season 7 of 2012.
Are you trying to make this 2012 running joke happen now?
What? The
Because
whole
you're
thing where
talking
it's
about
like,
like, oh yeah, we'll make a
2012.
2012 podcast.
No, like
Are you saying that the world actually ended in 2012, and this is just like
a simulation.
this is the DMT kicking in at the end of our lives, and we're imagining an entire other lifetime. I don't think DMT actually kicks in when you die, but
No, but like,
also that's a good idea for content, I reckon.
what, do DMT?
Yeah.
I have a feeling it'd be mostly us throwing up because we're not used to it. No, but like, I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Look, it'd either be the greatest podcast of all time, or like you just wouldn't understand anything we're saying.
Is that is that the one where
This guy's taking Roy off the map.
is that the dream drug where like it's the chemical that releases when you dream?
Yeah,
So it's like a
it's the craziest of the hallucinogen drugs.
it would be stupid not to do it, quite honestly. Like, think about it.
Well, this whole religion's based on it.
Wow, really?
Like the old, like tribal shamanistic religions.
Oh, okay.
Like the priest would take, well, no, actually the shaman, no restoration shaman. Ha 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 ha. Wow.
Wow, Jake.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna keep going.
If that joke was a plane, it'd make this thing straight over everyone's heads.
Yeah. No, I actually think it would make this sound.
I thought it was good.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
Restoration shaman.
But yeah, so they take a whole bunch of DMT, and then, but they'd be like, "Oh, and this is the water of the gods," or something like that, because they didn't know what DMT was. And yeah, and then they take that, and then they'd have some crazy trip, and then they'd tell people, and they're like, "Oh, the gods speak through you," or that sort of thing.
I mean, so I've heard a story of where like a guy took DMT and then went into a room for like an hour and came out and been like, I've spent the last 10 years with elves.
They all talk about elves. It's weird.
Maybe elves exist.
That's what Alex Jones says.
Like what kind of elves? Like Lord of the Rings elves, Santa's little elves?
No, so his whole thing is like there's a cult running the world, and the cult is based around the clockwork mechanical elves that everyone seems to see on DMT. And they believe that the clockwork elves are gods from another dimension who want to help humanity ascend. And I think it's basically the plot of Evangelion, that anime.
yeah, yeah.
I think he thinks it would not be the first time he's confused his life with Neon
Anime.
Genesis.
With anime.
Yeah. So that happens a lot.
Was that a movie or a TV series?
Both.
Oh, cool. So we did bring it back to movies. Good.
Yeah. It became it was a weird one because they ran out of money like with 2 episodes left.
Oh wow.
So they just like copy pasted animation from everywhere else to make the last 2 episodes. And then everyone hated it. And then they got a bit more money, so they made a movie which replaces the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And the movie had the actual ending.
Oh,
which
the actual
still
ending,
people didn't like it really, but
yeah, no one's.
Well, it was weird.
See, that's the thing. Actually, I'm not going to say that because next week's podcast, I'll say it on there. How long have we gone?
There you go, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
All right, so I'll tell you my favorite movie.
Okay.
Because I think we were talking about that.
And then we got on a long-winded 30-minute tangent. Yeah.
Yeah. So
don't cop out and be like Citizen Kane.
Ugh. No, I hate Citizen Kane.
Casablanca.
I like Casablanca, but
I've never seen it.
It's a good, like, I don't know. You have to be into old movies, and old movies are annoying because they had different pacing back then. Like nowadays, everything's happening one after the other, right?
Yeah.
Whereas old movies, like something would happen, and then there'd be some like moody atmospheric stuff, and then something else would happen, and like there was actually you'd have like non-consequential stuff happen between consequential things. They just moved a lot slower, basically. Whereas nowadays,
yeah,
like,
ADD generation.
You go. I don't know if it's ADD or if it's just because everything else is instant.
Yeah.
So they're like, you can basically get a movie on your phone immediately. Why can't the movie get to the point immediately?
Yeah.
In fact, I think they should.
I agree with that.
Maybe instead of movies in the future, they'll just have like
Stillies.
No, they'll just put a picture of like they'll just sum the plot up in 140 words, 140 characters. Wham it on the screen, and then people are like,
oh, okay.
And then that's it. You can see like 100 movies.
And we'll call it whamming.
Like the band.
Like it's just wham it on the screen.
Yeah.
And then you can re-wham.
Whammies.
And then you can comment on someone's wham. You can like their wham.
Yeah, I like that.
It'll basically be just Facebook statuses.
It's Uber for movies.
I mean, quite honestly, like, okay, I think we're going to get to the point eventually where it's like, you like have a movie on a USB stick, you stick it in your forehead, and you're like, that's a good movie. And then you take it out.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely going to be VR movies. There already are. A very specific genre of VR movies out there.
Yes. Roller coasters.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Those space-saving roller coasters that they put in like kids party restaurants.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then they've just because they can't fit an actual roller coaster in there, so they put the like virtual reality one in there. Those are the worst. They suck.
The 9D
They are
cinemas.
so particularly because like they already obviously because they were before good VR existed, but also they're just rubbish. It's like
I really want to get VR.
It's basically a massage chair that's gone rogue.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of 9D, so there was a 9D cinema where I don't know what's there now. It was at North Stratford, and there was a 9D cinema, and like literally there was me, Katie, and a friend walking past, and we looked at it and be like, "Wow, look, a 9D cinema, right?"
Mm.
And the guy at the desk comes running out. He was like, "Come in, come watch a movie, 9D cinema. You get a gun, and it's like you're actually there." And I'm like, no thanks, we're going to go bowling because the bowling alley, it's opposite the bowling alley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then it was like, no thank you. And he's like, and it was almost like a, please come in, I'm going to shut down. And it's not there anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, they suck. But I'll tell you what
Look-
my favorite movie is.
Mm.
Doctor Strangelove.
Yes.
That's
I
it.
haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's a good movie.
Oh.
It's one of those like weird, wacky comedies from the 50s, but well, actually, it's not. It's really depressing, but it's also funny.
Oh, okay.
No, when you see in like a movie now, or a movie after it, there'll be like the shadowy room where there's like a big circular table and all there's like generals and stuff around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone basically they're ripping off Doctor Strange stuff when they do that. Did you see Watchmen?
Yes. It's a very
Yeah,
good movie.
You know how they had that scene they're all around the big table.
Yeah.
That's a rip off of Doctor Strange. Well, not a rip off. It's a homage to Doctor Strangelove.
Oh.
And it might not be my favorite movie because again I've got like that weird thing where there's like 10 movies in my head that I could.
Yeah.
I think The Shawshank Redemption is like a technically perfect film. I don't know if it like I don't know.
Discuss.
No, like not
Sorry, that sounded like an exam question.
not the greatest, not like necessarily the greatest, but there's nothing about it that's wrong.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like it's a like a perfect form story. Like a
Yeah, so
you know what I mean.
recently I now this doesn't apply to like games and stuff like that because I'll get into it. So how I define a good movie is if you can imagine them doing a remake of it, not including like remakes of, for example, older movies into like so like a movie from like the 20s and redo not 20s like 30s or 40s and redoing it in current time period, but doing a remake of a movie. If you can't imagine them doing like the same movie, just recasting people as a movie. So I can't imagine Shawshank Redemption as a, like a remake of
Ryan
Shawshank.
Gosling film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So if you can't imagine them doing a remake of it, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Doesn't so games it doesn't like they'll just remake anything.
Mm.
Like the free game with PlayStation this month is Call of Duty 4, but like remade. It's the exact same game.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look remade.
Yeah.
And I've got it on PS4, but like,
Have you seen? I'm just trying to think of it if there was a remake that was actually better than the original.
I mean,
Did you know Shawshank Redemption was a Stephen King novel? Completely different.
okay, is this one of those things?
No, okay. So the twist in the Stephen King novel, spoiler alert, is Morgan Freeman is actually a white Irishman. But that's understood at the start of the novel. They just changed it for the movie. But the twist is he's in Andy Dufresne's imagination.
Oh, so like,
But he's actually a real character in the movie.
oh, okay.
And the movie doesn't have any of the elements really of the book, as far as I know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's artistic license, I guess.
Yeah, well, that happens to Stephen King a lot.
Yeah,
Like The
because he was
Shining.
like, because he's real messed up.
Oh yeah, you can't make a movie of some of it.
He was in Sons of Anarchy, I think.
There was there was a child orgy.
Yeah, there's a child orgy, and Pet Cemetery. I don't know.
That was a messed up movie.
I've never read
Book. They didn't make a movie.
But then
there is a movie
there's
coming
a movie
out.
coming
of it,
out. From memory, there was like necrophilia in that one as well, or
yeah, he's a weird dude.
having sex with pets or something. I don't know. I haven't read it. It's sort of thing on
Reddit.
Yeah, probably read it. Now that I think about it, I only go on Facebook for Channel 7 News comments.
That's the best.
And I was like, I go on there for like Batuta or like Onion, but
You can also
That
just
gets
go.
posted on Reddit.
Yeah, yeah. There's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point.
Yeah, it's
What else? What's another movie I like? No, I think that's the only two movies I like.
all others are okay or maybe good.
Yeah.
No, I went through a bit of a phase where I was like, I hated every movie for minor details.
Oh, I'm
now.
going through that phase right now.
Um, I mean, for like minor details, but like then,
Oh, right. Like
They-
plot holes, whatever.
yeah, and then I don't know, they still annoy me, but if it had good action in it and it was like fun, quote unquote, because obviously I'm just sitting there watching a movie. I'm not being like, yeah, fun.
I had one movie like that. It was me and Nielsen. We went to see the remake of Judge Dredd. There we go. That's the one that's actually better than the original.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen either.
It's good. Anyway,
I will take your word for it. Thank you.
but anyway, we were like super into it, and it was like a 9 o'clock session. We were the only two people in the cinema.
Yeah, of course.
So like when Judge Dredd kills someone, we're like, yeah, woo,
See, that's why I like
Dredd.
if I can, I'll see a movie on my roster day off. That's during the week, and I'll see it at 10 a.m. in the morning
Mm.
because like I saw when I saw what movie did I see? I saw Solo
Oh yeah,
and Jurassic World 2. Jurassic World 2 wasn't that
okay.
great, but
Yeah.
there was
Actually, Jurassic Park, that's a banger.
Jurassic Park's amazing.
Actually, a lot of
The first one is probably the best.
mm,
The second was why are we going back to the island?
Raiders of the Lost Ark was good.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
Indiana Jones was alright. Fourth one was terrible. They're good. They're good
yeah.
movie trilogies, and usually the third one's the worst. Now that I'm thinking of like all the trilogies.
Last Crusade was really good.
Yeah, I know. Indiana Jones was
In
great.
fact, I didn't like Temple of Doom. I think was the weakest one.
Yeah.
Look how fancy we are. We're calling the weakest performance. You know.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, the Academy. But no, actually, no. Okay, back to my point. I see movies at 10 a.m. So like, I saw Solo 10 a.m. on like a Tuesday. No one was there. I could eat my chips as loud as I wanted and have peanut M&Ms and just be like, and do like the with the like the
Seeing movies on your own is underrated.
okay. What I never seeing movies on your own, people are like, oh, seeing a movie on your own, lol, what a loser. But if you go see movies with friends, it's sitting in a dark room, unable to communicate really, and watching a movie, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be more of a thing to do by yourself?
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I do that all the time. But I think the thing, you can do that by yourself, and people won't think you're weird at all. But you go into a cinema to see a movie by yourself.
Exactly.
People are like,
Lol,
wrong with you?
what a loser. Doesn't have any friends to see this movie with.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any friends to sit in this dark room, unable to speak to them.
Yeah, that's why I hate going to a party and there's like some pretense there.
What do you mean?
The best times I have is like sitting around, maybe having a few drinks, just talking.
Just hanging? Yeah, same. Like, what do you think?
I'm totally content to do that
Oh, easy, yeah. Same.
anytime. Like I don't need to do like, hey guys, let's have some activities for this party.
All right, so I've planned some activities.
If someone says plan some activities, I'm like, okay, stripper. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, no, I get that as well. It's
In
like,
which case, bye, because strippers are never the kind of people you want to see naked.
look, 90%.
There's always some sort of sadness to it.
90% of them are just prostitutes anyway. And they're like, I can get paid more for taking my clothes off for 3 hours than having sex with an old balding Indian man in the back of his car for an hour.
Yeah.
The slight bit of context there. I'm not going to go into it. I had a friend that was an escort, and like 90% of her customers were middle-aged Indian men.
Oh, actually, I know. I remember.
Yeah, I've
this
told
story,
you this one. Yeah,
I
But
was like, okay, that's way too specific to be a.
I was an escort, and it was always middle-aged Indian. No, but yeah, no, it's like I totally forgot what I was going to say. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I've been playing
We're talking
Factorio.
about seeing movies on your own.
Seeing movies on your own, yeah.
No, parties.
Parties. So if someone's like, yo, come around, let's watch a movie, I'll be like, okay, yes, but if we're seriously watching the movie, no. Like one of the best times I've had watching a movie, I mean, admittedly, it's like a cult classic. When we came over and watched The Room, and you were like, and we were like talking through it and stuff, and it was like,
Yeah.
and it was
But
like
that's a social movie.
we were all laughing at like the stupidity of it and making comments about it, and it's like, okay, cool, one sex scene to start with. Are we watching? Okay, it's a sex scene, sure, whatever.
Okay, this one's going for 10 minutes.
And then this one, the second one, okay, cool. And then the third one is like, Michael, are you just tricking us into watching softcore pornography?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sitting down and watching a serious movie with friends. Like those times we sat through important videos on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
It's a playlist. It's 300 videos long. It's like 3.5 hours or something, and it's just full on, just movies that make not movies, videos that make no sense, no context. A lot of them make sense, and they just joke, or like they're student like whatever's.
And like a lot of stuff from Vine.
Yeah, a lot of
stuff from Vine that was actually funny, not like.
Oh, actually, I mean, it was pre-Vine.
Like waiting for the Uber, like. You know,
white people be like this, black people be like not this.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like if I'm gonna sit down and watch a movie, don't get me wrong, going to the cinema, great. I love going to the cinema, especially with friends. But yeah, I don't want to sit on your couch and watch a movie.
No, the thing I hate is when people they have you over to their house. You sit down and start talking, and then they put music on louder than your ability to talk.
You know what's even worse? Playing board games.
That
the need to like at least some sort of explanation. Like Monopoly, put music on in the background. Go ahead, everyone knows Monopoly. But like as soon as you get any deeper than that, and it needs explanation, or people are like, "Oh, what's the rule with this thing when this happens?" Yeah, nah.
Turn the music off.
I hate it.
What I hate when people break out Secret Hitler at parties.
I love Secret Hitler.
I hate Secret Hitler.
It's literally my favorite board game ever.
I cannot stand it.
Wow. Is it because you think it's really offensive because you like Hitler? That sounds like a good thing. Okay, end the podcast. Okay, end the podcast. No right of response. No, I get it. It's not. I like social games. Like I know there are people like another game I like is Mafia. Again, it's basically Secret Hitler, but it has a game master.
Yeah.
I like the times we played Paranoia because it's like a social thing.
Yeah.
I like social games where it's like Monopoly is social in the sense that I'll end up strangling you, or antisocial. But like I don't know, off the top of my head, Catan, sort of boring.
No, can't do it.
You're just rolling dice and that's it.
No. Worse is if you're playing against someone if you don't know Catan all that well, and then you're playing against someone who does, and they don't tell you things.
Yeah. All right, cool. Dash out movies. This is boring. No, I like playing board games, and I like learning new board games as long as it's a good board game. I don't want to, and I don't need to play 2 or 3 times for me to understand the rules so I can win.
Yeah.
Like,
or poker. I like playing poker.
Poker goes way too long.
It either goes too long, or we go for like 20 minutes, and then we're like, all right, screw it.
All right, all in. No, it's I like the whole poker thing, and it's like the odds are of getting this next card are 1 in a billion.
But I'm going to put 100 on anyway.
Yeah, I'll raise it anyway. Yeah.
Maybe it'd be more interesting if we played for actual money, or maybe we just hate each other.
No, like I remember there was
maybe certain of our friends wouldn't be able to handle that, but
yeah, no, I don't think money
our
would
friend
make
Stingy
it.
Pete.
Stingy I don't think it'd make it any more fun though. You know what I mean? It's like
It's just
it's
the
still
same
the
game, but you feel
same
bad when you lose.
still the same
and
mechanic.
everybody, and 5 people lose money, and 1 person gets a lot more money. So
Yeah.
net whatever, everyone's less happy at the end of the night.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's it's a no from me.
Yeah.
No, look.
Now that you make me think about it.
Well, I mean, there are better like card games.
Oh, dude, once I turn
poker.
50, no, once I turn 65, I'm going to go straight into bridge tournaments. You know, it's illegal to play bridge.
Is that like an entrance thing? It's like, oh, you have to enter the under 18s comp.
Yeah. Are you 65? Yeah. Is 60% of your wardrobe tweed? Yeah, just about. Okay. Yeah, come on in.
No, but I'd play blackjack before I'd play poker. But then but then you need like a dedicated dealer, and then the dealer's got the thing. And I've been playing a lot of tabletop sim, and
there it is.
I've been joining the like there's a 24-hour blackjack room where it's literally just like a casino. You go and you sit down at a table, you get money,
and then you flip the table.
You can't because it's obviously like a dedicated server or whatever.
You slap things out of people's hands.
I wish it'd be hilarious, but no, it's a dedicated server, so they stop that.
So you actually have to play the game.
I know it because there's puzzle mode in it, right?
Yeah.
Where you just do like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Like a 500-piece puzzle. And there was one where I kept I was like, yeah, that looks right, and then I just put the piece in the wrong spot, and so because it's all the same shape, the pieces fit, but they doesn't register that you finished the puzzle unless all the pieces are in the right spot.
Oh, and it's just like a puzzle with a blue sky in it or something.
Yeah. And so I'd purposely move the piece out of the
Oh, it's like you can get puzzles now. Well, you always could, I think, but puzzles that there's no edge pieces.
Well, so it's a sphere.
All right, this is jigsaw puzzles.
All right, cool. Strike out the what was it? Board games, now puzzles.
I don't actually do puzzles.
I don't either.
If I see a puzzle and it's incomplete, I'll go like, oh yeah, there's a piece. I'll find some pieces.
Yeah, it's like when your parents were doing them for a while when we were doing the.
Oh, they still do them.
No, but we were in the same room that they were doing the puzzle in.
Oh yeah. And then you were just like, you've realized there was one piece missing.
No, and then I'll be like, oh, that goes there, and that's it. This is as far as real puzzles, because I can't put the wrong pieces in the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you sort of can, but all right. What's the time?
This is a good chat about puzzles.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know how to end these anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. It's any final words?
No. I've already done that one, haven't I?
Yeah, we've done that one a couple of times.
Shit.
Wow, ending this is like a puzzle in itself. I would have ended on that.
I'm just. What's a good last line of a movie?
Quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.